live. So let's see if it'll pull up for us so we can watch for our lovely commenters. Let's see. There we are. Let's make sure our sound is working, and it is. Okay, we're good to go.
All right.
We're on.
So, hello and welcome back to another WCN Live in our Wilson County News Break Room, live on Facebook. I'm your usual host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist.
Hi, I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by...
My name's Elora Rene. I moved over from the service department at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Moved into the sales department, so now I'm doing sales over there, originally from El Paso, Texas.
Awesome.
Nice.
And I'm Rene Campos. I'm in sales and also in finance at Price.
Great.
Awesome. And so they're going to be giving us an overview about the importance of vehicle maintenance and some summer tips to keep your car in tip-top shape. So before we get into today's conversation, where I'm sure we're going to learn a lot, we'd like to thank our sponsor,
Oh no.
our sponsor, which just happens to be Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, located here in Floresville. They're right off of 181 South. So if you are familiar with where the pre-existing Richardson Chevrolet dealership is, they are right next door. They do have a separate driveway, but if you accidentally turn into Richardson's, you can like do a little U and get into their
connects.
parking lot.
Yeah.
I've done that
All
before it
connected.
happens.
Mm-hmm.
But they are hiring for all positions still.
There's still
Yeah.
plenty of openings. Yeah, plenty of
So
openings.
plenty of openings, lots of room for career growth, just ask them.
Mhm.
And they also, of course, have their wide array of cars, both used and new.
Correct.
So outside of Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, y'all might have a few other
Oh, we have
models and
everything.
Yeah.
things in your used area. So lots of stuff to shop from with Price, ranging from cars to careers. You can visit them in person, again, on Highway 181 South, or find them online at pricecdrj.com. So, and as usual, we're going to draw our winner of our comment contest.
Time
So
for
if
a
you're
winner.
not aware, we do a
Mhm.
weekly comment contest since we're live every week. If you comment on our video while you're live, your name is entered automatically to win. And we draw from this pool of commenters during the next live video. So you get to see who wins and all that fun stuff. So here we have the pool of names of folks who
ahead.
commented
Me?
on last week's
Alright.
video. Let's see.
I'm going to
who
give it a
won.
little spin just so it's
Mhm.
fair.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. There you go.
Let's see. And it is Sharon Sheck Pullman.
All right,
Sharon.
Sharon.
Hey,
She's a
congratulations,
loyal one.
Sharon. She's
Mhm.
on Facebook with us like every week, so it's about time she won. I think she won probably like a year ago. I don't know, a little while ago, I remember. So anyways, congratulations to you, Sharon. I, Julie Weaver, will be reaching out to you directly on Facebook through Messenger to explain how to pick up your prize, which is a C Street Gift Shop gift bag. So again, congrats, Sharon. If you know Sharon Sheck Pullman and would like to tag her in the comments, let her know she won. We greatly appreciate that. Otherwise, I will do so after the episode is over. So let's get right into our interview. We kind of talked a little bit about who you are and where you're from, but do you want to reiterate, who you are, what community you're from, and what you do with Price CDRJ?
Go ahead, Rene.
So originally, I'm from San Antonio, born and raised. Found out about Price and the opportunities there are in the auto industry, so I joined it right away as soon as I could. And I've been there a year now. Love it. In sales, actually what they call a hybrid. So I do sales and finance.
Wow.
And I love it. It's an awesome place to work. So if you're looking for a career that'll change your life, come visit us, talk to Dustin, and we get you going.
Fantastic.
And how about yourself?
So like I said, I'm originally from El Paso, Texas. I actually moved around for quite a bit. I have 2 little girls,
Oh.
so we moved here to be with family. My sister actually worked at Richardson's for quite a while. Told me to come talk to Kai, and I got into the service department as a customer service representative. And from there, I just saw what sales was doing and was learning so much about vehicles. I switched over. Still very close with the service department though, because they're an amazing team.
And that experience and knowledge just kind of stays with you too.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and I bet you that knowledge also comes in handy now that you're in sales.
I
You
bet,
really know what
yeah.
you're talking about. That's awesome. And so, how are you liking the huge new service department at Price? Is there anything special or different about it?
Man, besides a 27 full service base,
Yeah.
we have a lot of state-of-the-art equipment. Elora can tell you a little bit more about that. She's
Since she came from
she
there.
came from there.
Yeah.
Come on, let's hear it.
Well, our amazing team, granted, they do as much as they can. We have
Mm-hmm.
amazing service writers, amazing technicians back there.
Mhm.
So they've worked really hard on utilizing the space and technology that they were given. So again, with the 27 bays, they're able to pull in a lot more vehicles,
Mhm.
which allows them to, maximize their opportunities there and fixing their customers' vehicles.
And doing it fast, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way
So much.
faster than when we were in the Floresville building.
Mhm.
We were operating out of there and they were cramped, so now
Yeah.
they're enjoying their
The space.
little bit of freedom out there.
Awesome.
Right, and I also understand that y'all have some really special, like, measurement type equipment that y'all are able to utilize to better service these vehicles. Like we were talking about the alignment checker and
So our alignment machine actually starts our service before you even get into talking to the service writer. As you pull into our service drive, there's thousands of lasers that are actually checking your tire tread and your alignment as you pull through, and then it actually displays behind our service writers on giant TVs, kind of showing you, so that way you have a peace of mind and you know, like, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
So it gives them the peace of mind as they're pulling in, and it's actually really cool to watch.
Mhm.
And is that a free service?
That is provided with every service.
Awesome.
So every service that you get, you're getting a free alignment check
Mhm.
or evaluation on that and tire tread. We're able to tell you what's going on right then and there. And it's displayed right in front of you.
Right.
That is
Cool.
pretty awesome. Okay. So what other services and insights are you able to provide customers through your new huge service department?
Well, besides your routine maintenance stuff,
Yeah.
that any kind of mechanical breakdown, we're equipped to handle it. We got equipment for everything. I think we just got some new balancing machines, and so there's a lot of stuff in there that we can work on. There's not very many things outside of us, except maybe if it's something import that we don't have something for.
Sure.
But
like a piece that you have to order.
yeah,
from a
there may be a little wait time for it, but we can still get it done for you.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, so.
When he's talking about the state-of-the-art balancer and stuff, that alignment machine that we just, or the alignment check that we just did, we also have a state-of-the-art alignment rack, which is allowing us to perform amazing alignments on vehicles and make sure that we get them all done.
Right. So then you have that diagnostic alignment checker that
Mhm.
is included with your service, and then if there is anything off, you have the state-of-the-art equipment that you can then fix any problems with.
Exactly.
That's really awesome. And then I also understand outside of like routine maintenance, y'all are able to perform like body work, maybe some off-roading modifications for those that purchase Jeeps or some of those other like Ram trucks who like to go mudding and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got a full parts department as well. Many aftermarket parts that you may be looking for that you can't find online or you don't want to wait, we may have them in stock. Come to a store and we can get you what you're looking for.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. And so that said, now we have like this base of what y'all can really do. Let's talk some more about vehicle maintenance. So we mentioned like your basic maintenance points that y'all are able to provide through Price CDRJ and your service department, but for those of us that maybe aren't as well versed with like the inner workings of our vehicles, we just get in, start it, and it goes, magically. So what are some basic things that every vehicle owner should be aware of and regularly check, and why?
You want me? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, your regular routine maintenance, you should be checking your oil quality that you're putting in, your tire pressure, your tire tread, your brakes, whether it's just the brake pads, the rotors, both need to be checked routinely. Besides that, just making sure your fluids are topped off. That's pretty much your routine checks that you should be doing.
Great. And what are fluids?
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
So your fluids could include your transmission fluid,
Okay.
your coolant, just those, you can kind of see them on there. It shows
Right.
little dipsticks and stuff, just routinely checking. Ooh, excuse me. Routinely checking it or going ahead and bringing it in, and of course getting those mileage. Usually when you buy a car or anything, we are telling you about how many miles you should be doing these checks.
Right.
Oil changes are usually suggested. Best maintenance is about 5,000 miles.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. And so let's talk about some like lesser known items that might be useful to check on, maybe as like your vehicle is getting older, maybe if it's still a pretty new vehicle, but you've put a lot of mileage on it within like 3 or 4 years, you know? And so what are some of those like lesser known areas that maybe vehicle owners should be paying attention to?
So the best thing I would say is check filters. Everything from your air filter in your engine bay to your cabin filter for your air conditioning system. Those are some that people forget about, especially the cabin filter. It's some people don't even know they have a cabin filter. So and you can notice, because if you start to get a weird scent from your air conditioning, it's probably time to change that filter.
Yeah, I did have a funny story about that. With my last vehicle, I had noticed that it started smelling like funky, and I bought the little air fresheners and everything, and they just weren't really like working.
No.
Like you could smell it, but you could still smell the funk.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's going on? And I had taken it in, and I mentioned that issue, and I didn't know if there was something wrong with my AC, and they were like, have you ever changed your cabin filter? And I was like, my what?
Exactly, yeah.
So
yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, that's a good one to point out.
Besides that, a lot of people should be checking their battery post. So where your battery connects, make sure there's no corrosion.
Okay.
That can cause issues later on. And then around here, we're all in this farm area. We have a lot of field mice. Checking for rodent damage on wiring. We have a lot of vehicles that are brought in and they had no idea. So just checking for any signs of those rodents in your vehicles, especially as it warms up. They're looking for shade. Yeah. And when it cools down, they're looking for housing.
Yeah. So what would corrosion look like on your battery?
Build up, it'll be build up, flaky, white, sometimes green. Anytime you have something like that, you want to get that off because it'll affect how the battery's recharging with the alternators.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah. And then with rodent damage or evidence that rodents have been in there, what would you like typically tell someone to look for? Like maybe bite marks on wires, or like
I would check wiring. If you're seeing droppings, make sure you look it over because
almost like if you're looking for the signs in your house.
Yeah, so looking for those droppings and then seeing
any damage.
Any damage, or if they start building like a nest. A lot of older vehicles, especially if you are, car collector, making sure you're checking those garages on those older vehicles.
Right. Are there any like simple ways to protect from rodents getting in? I guess just making sure you're parking like in a protected area, or.
That's the best way. I'm sure there's plenty of repellent on the market.
Yeah, true.
The same stuff you use in your home, you could probably use out and around your car just to keep them away.
Our service writer said Irish Spring soap for some reason that rodents don't like. So just keeping some shavings around.
I don't think anybody likes Irish Spring.
Just putting that around. They said that it usually kind of helps with some prevention. I think I also heard the same thing from my sister. So
that would
old wives' tales.
I've seen a good, maybe less expensive way to start, and then if you do have a serious problem, maybe go purchase the more serious heavy-duty repellents. That's a really great tip. So let's talk warnings within your vehicle. So when you turn on your car and you have all these flashing lights. So what are some common warnings that something might be wrong with a vehicle, other than the obvious like check engine light,
Any kind of noises. If you have some kind of stuttering or issues getting the car started, like I mentioned, any weird smells. Could be, like as easy as a cabin filter, or maybe a mouse did get to some electrical and something's burning. So, I'd be aware of any new scents that are alarming.
So if you do smell something burning in your vehicle, would the general rule of thumb be just to turn it off?
I would suggest turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how about again, I'm going to mention my old car, but I used to hear like a knocking sound every time I turned it on. And I asked a technician about it, and he was like, it's probably fine, probably nothing. But what is your experience with hearing knocking noises when you first start your vehicle? Is that something folks should be concerned about, or maybe they just have a ghost?
If it's like a small knock, it's cold starts.
Okay.
Usually you're going to have a little bit of knocking on cold starts. It's normal. It's normal. Once the engine starts to get up to temperature, that should clear out. If it's something that stays even after the engine's at running temperature, it'd be a concern.
Okay. Huh.
And it doesn't ever hurt to bring it in and get it diagnosed.
Sure, yeah. I guess if you have the anxiety, the concern about
just
it.
bring it in. We'll check it out for you guys.
Okay. And then another thing, living out here, not just in our rural area, but in South Texas, is one thing that we all are dealing with right now is heat and the sun. And so I know that, like, you're not supposed to leave your phone or your laptop or, like, cameras, all of these, like, more delicate electronic devices in your vehicle. Typically, you're told not to because they can get overheated. So I wanted to ask this question. It may be a dumb question, but with all of the new higher tech features coming out, like our CarPlay screens and, like, the dashboard display on the windshield and really cool stuff like that, should we be worried about the effect of the Texas heat on our vehicle's electronics?
So changing weather always affects batteries, whether it's heat or cool. Our vehicle's electronics are put through testing to make sure that it can withstand certain limitations. Granted, it's still limitations on it. With that, it's just routinely checking your electronics, making sure they're all running. If you have a sunshade, put it up just to kind of prevent, or not prevent, but allow the longevity of the vehicle's electronics. But they are tested on vehicles because, well, they got to be tested against all kinds of heat and cool to be
That's a good point.
mass produced.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So how about sun and heat damage on paint? Because I have heard about, like, and even wind, and living in a lot of areas around us have a lot of sand, so, like, that can damage your paint. But mostly right now concerned about the sun and heat. Why does that, like, tend to damage a vehicle's paint? And then, like, are there ways to prevent that? Maybe, like, parking indoors or getting a car cover, you know. I'll let you explain.
Yeah, absolutely. The best way is just try to park it out of the sun. If you have a garage, park in the garage. If you got a shade tree, park it under a shade tree. Heat and bird droppings don't mix. Heat and bugs don't mix.
Okay.
That kind of stuff can damage the car's finish. A good way to protect against that is, as soon as you get something like that, try to keep it clean, especially in the hotter days. Wipe that stuff off, rinse it off at least, get it off your paint. We also offer a service that does a ceramic coating on the exterior of your vehicle. It's from a company called Diamond, and that's warranted for 7 years.
Wow.
So if anybody's interested in something like that, you can come see us as well, and that protects the exterior of the paint against environmental issues, hazards. So stuff like bird droppings, and parking under a tree, you may get some tree sap. It actually protects against tree sap as well.
Nice. And then I assume for your, like, off-roading centered customers, like those who are buying your Jeep Wranglers and stuff like that, it would also help them protect their paint from, like, the mud, any like rocks and stuff, like the smaller things.
It does, yeah. It protects it.
It makes a lot of sense. Cool. Okay. And so, are there any other, like, special measures that vehicle owners should take specifically during the summertime, especially in areas like ours that are currently dealing with triple-digit heat and it's only going to get hotter?
Preventing your vehicles from idling is a major one.
Ooh.
Long idles on vehicles, you're keeping that engine warm, you're at risk of overheating your vehicle.
Okay.
So keeping that at a minimum. Also making sure your coolant is topped off. Granted, that cools off your engine.
Right.
And it provides all of that, so we want to make sure that that is topped off regularly, check it. And then besides that, if you have sunshades up to protect those electronics, best idea that you can do during the summer.
That'll keep your car a lot cooler. Yeah, putting up that sunshade, and like I said, keeping the vehicle exterior clean so you don't get any stains from anything that may be on there. That's also a great one.
So when I wash my vehicle, I do that at home, save some water and stuff like that. But I use this, like, 2-in-1 soap, and it has, like, the soap, but it also has, like, a wax.
That's actually very good.
Wax. So I wanted to ask about using wax on your car. If you had any recommendations for, like, how often that you should do that if you are concerned about your car's paint quality. Maybe you want to be able to resell it in 3 to 5 years, so you want it to keep looking nice, you know?
Yeah, definitely any type of wax that you can purchase. Keep the condition of the paint nicer, the finish. Protects the clear coat, really, is what it does.
Okay.
And for people that don't want to go to the store and purchase the ceramic coating, a great option is an over-the-counter that you can buy at any auto parts store, Walmart, wax. Yeah, any kind of protectant's going to do its job. So, and those are usually about once a month, maybe.
Okay,
if that, yeah.
Once a month. Do you recommend, like, a specific timeline for washing your car? Like, to protect, like, the paint and stuff?
Well, full wash, it's really up to you, but just I would focus on those spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't let the sun bake that into that clear coat.
Right.
Yeah.
So the bird droppings, tree sap,
bugs,
pollen even. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's changing weather here. We always have rain and that kind of thing, so it's really dependent on the weather and where you're driving at. if you're routinely driving to San Antonio, you may not have to wash your vehicle as often as people that live out on our dirt roads out in the country.
Very
so
true.
it's dependent on your living
Climate.
your driving routines.
Well, since like we talked about bird droppings and the heat causing light paint damage, can dirt build up or even mud that's left on your vehicle when combined with the heat damage your vehicle's paint, or is that less likely?
Less likely. Still, I would just try to keep everything off of it. Keep it as clean as possible during these hot summer months, and you'd probably be better off that way.
Makes sense.
Better results at the end of summer. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also just not having your hand turn black when you go to like close
Yeah.
the door.
Or accidentally roll
Yeah,
against your car.
exactly.
Oh yeah, and then you get it all over your shirt.
Yeah.
And pants. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Okay. And so, speaking of summertime and service, are there any service specials for customers at Price or Richardson Chevy that are going on this summer?
So with any service that you bring in, you get a 90-point inspection. We are making sure your vehicle is running top-notch. No matter if you come in for an oil change or anything, you're getting that 90-point inspection.
Right.
You also get that alignment inspection as you come in. So we're going to tell you exactly what's going on with that alignment in your tires. That's with any service that you come in. And we also top off all your fluids. So we're making sure your fluids are topped off and you're ready to go during services.
Amazing. Okay, that's really awesome. And then I know that y'all were doing like some sort of sale on some service thing, or has that already ended?
It might have ended, but I mean, keep an eye on the Wilson
Yeah.
County News, the paper. There's always an ad in the back, and if there's an ad, bring it in. And
Every other week is the price ad in Section A on the back, usually on the back of Section A, right?
yeah, it's on the very back. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good place to
That's a good place to look. So if
Yeah.
you see something there and you're interested in one of our services, come see us.
Yeah.
And there's always ones running on the Richardson's website
Yeah.
too. So
Okay.
ChevyDeal.com, you
Mhm.
can find some for the Richardson side.
Great.
And
Awesome.
same thing on the Price CDRJ website.
Wonderful.
Awesome, yeah, that's super fun, because I mean, if you have to perform these routine things, it's kind of nice to catch a break once in a while.
Yeah.
A little less hard on the wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And so I know that I've asked a ton of questions, but from your professional standpoints, are there any areas that we're missing when it comes to the vehicle maintenance, to, you know, anything like regularly scheduled services?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. One last thing I would add to look at during the summer months is any rubber items.
Oh.
So hoses, belts, stuff of that nature,
Yeah.
just in case, stuff can wear a little harder in the sun and the heat. So just keep an eye on those things as well.
And replacing your windshield wiper fluid.
That's
Yeah,
that's a
your
big
windshield
one.
wipers.
That's a big one
Mhm.
because we forget, it's hot and it doesn't
Yeah.
rain as
All of a sudden
often.
we go use them and.
And when we get that random rain, all of a sudden, you
It's
got
not working.
streaks everywhere, and it's
Yeah,
like, oh
just
yeah.
gotta wipe down your wipers.
Exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
And we do sell
So-
wipers and install them for
Oh,
you. So
good.
Nice, okay.
No, pretty much any of it,
Mhm.
we can
Yeah.
provide you guys there.
Nice.
And of course, those are all specific to the brand of vehicle you're
Mhm.
driving to,
Right.
so it's dealer recommended.
absolutely.
And can you service vehicles outside of the Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, like namesake?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Any vehicle.
cool.
Yeah.
We service any vehicle. There are some that we have to get special tools for, so they may
Mhm.
take a little bit longer because they like their own little tool sets. But
Sure, yeah.
Our technicians are well educated in
Mhm.
vehicles. It's kind of fun to go talk to them every
Oh,
once in a while.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of technicians and other department openings, since y'all are hiring, do you know of any openings or anything right now off the top of your head, or
I think-
anything within your department?
I think we're hiring in all departments.
All departments,
So
yeah.
it's based off of what you guys want to do.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
We have positions in the office. We have
Mhm.
positions available in
Sales.
sales,
Mhm.
In service. and
No
I-
experience necessary.
It sounds like
Experience.
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that
Well,
seems like
and
very
sales.
entry level.
Yeah.
That
And
seems very
sales, yeah.
entry level friendly though. Like you
Mhm.
can get a lot of experience,
Mhm.
potentially grow within the company.
Yeah.
Like
That's
you
awesome.
did.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
And I remember our last conversation, you had mentioned that you actually came from like a different dealership to here, or this was your first dealership?
No, this was my first dealership.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've
Cool.
Abram
learned-
was
you've
the
learned
one.
through
Okay,
it.
Abram was the
Learned
one who
through
had
it.
come from before,
Yeah.
so that's
Mhm.
awesome. So this is you started in sales and now you're sales and finance?
Correct, yeah.
Neat.
Wow, okay. So that's an example, okay,
Mhm.
of that career growth.
Definitely a career.
Yeah.
You get to
Definitely a
explore
career.
your
Yeah.
interests too, it sounds like.
Mhm.
And it's more of a family over there.
That's
So
great.
you get very used to
Yeah.
getting to talk to everyone. So if there is a department that, you know, you're more interested in,
Mhm.
like me, I switched over.
Mhm.
They just educate you all around
Mhm.
in what you're doing.
And
Awesome.
the whole place is a team, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
from service to parts to sales. It doesn't matter where you go.
Mhm.
Like we,
It all works
yeah, we all work
together.
together.
That's
Yeah.
great.
We all know each other,
Mhm.
we joke around with each other. It's
Yeah.
very
Mhm.
nice.
And I'm sure having this small town centric type
It's-
of business
yeah.
approach, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
adds
yeah
to that.
driven to customer service for
Mhm.
sure, and we just love helping people.
Mhm.
It's part of our job. It's the name.
Mhm.
Everybody
Right.
knows price.
Yeah.
So yeah. it's-
Exactly.
Everyone
You
knew
can't get it.
Richardson.
Exactly. Yeah.
It carries out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does.
Sweet, sweet. All right. Well, my last question then is where can we go to learn more about Price, CDRJ, as well as Richardson's, since y'all are, you know, neighbors, buddies?
So yeah, website.
Oh, I was gonna say, we're basically the same.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
the
we
same.
work really
Right.
close. We have two different names, but we're very close knit. Richardson's you can find at ChevyDeal.com.
Okay.
Price is Price, CDRJ.com. And then we also have our Facebook page, which is Price Chrysler Ram Jeep,
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Right, and I believe I tagged y'all in the description of this video,
Mhm.
and that link should also be, yeah. So
Mhm.
if you are watching from your mobile device right now, in the bottom left corner, you see a little link, like a chain link
Oh.
sign. So your website is actually linked there,
Cool.
so that's cool. And I think that was my last question. So
Awesome.
just want to thank y'all so much for all of the valuable information you shared. I feel like I learned a lot. I
Thank you,
definitely need
thank
to
you,
watch
thank you
my
for having
car.
us.
Very
for having us.
interesting.
I know we're not Kai,
Yes.
but we're trying to be.
Yeah, I think y'all did great,
Mhm.
and again, just thank you so much. I feel like this was a wealth of information, and I
Mhm.
hope that you guys watching today feel like you learned something about vehicle maintenance. Maybe you weren't as clueless as I was when I first came into this conversation, but you know, you never know. And so thank you guys for joining us as well. And again, congratulations to Miss Sharon Scheck-Pullman, who won our comment contest this week. If you're interested in winning next week's contest, be sure to drop a comment, whether it's telling us hi, asking a last minute question that I'm sure they'll be able to view and answer at a later time, or you know, leaving a little emoji, a thumbs up, tagging one of your friends who you think could maybe benefit from learning a little more about how to take care of their car. Now is the time to do that so
That's
that you're
right.
entered to win next week, and the prize next week will be another C Street Gift Shop gift bag. There's a lot of goodies that we have to give away. So thank you for joining us. Thank you to Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep both for joining us
Thank you.
and for sponsoring this and many other episodes. Again, as we mentioned throughout the video, they are hiring in all departments, and you can shop for cars and careers either at their location on Highway 181 South or at pricecdrj.com. You can also connect with them through Facebook, which they are tagged again, or you can look up in your Facebook bar, Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Floresville, and they will pop up. They have that super pretty like sunset going on, and their
Mhm.
icon really hard to miss.
Yeah.
And so thank you to everyone joining us and to y'all, and we
Thank you,
hope to
thank you.
see
Thank you for having us.
yeah, of course. And we hope to see everyone next week at 10 a.m. on Wednesday
We'll be
for
back.
another episode. So see y'all then.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.